January 15th is bringing something that most people have no idea is coming. Venus is making this exact trine to Uranus, and when I tell you this could completely flip your love life upside down, or maybe I should say right side up, I mean it. This isn't your typical astrology transit. This is the kind of cosmic moment that people look back on and say, everything changed that day. And here's the thing, if you've been feeling this strange restlessness in your chest lately, like something big is about to happen, but you can't quite put your finger on what, stay with me on this one. There's a very specific reason that's happening, and I'm going to break it down for you later in this video. But first, I need to explain why tomorrow is so different from any other Venus transit we've had recently, because this isn't just Venus doing her usual thing. This is Venus in Capricorn, the sign of commitment, stability, and long-term building, making a perfect trine to Uranus in Taurus, and if that sounds like a contradiction, that's because it kind of is. We're talking about the planet of sudden change harmonizing with the energy of solid foundations. It's like lightning that builds a house instead of burning it down. Does that make sense? And I've been tracking this energy myself. I've been feeling this building sensation like standing at the edge of a diving board. You know that moment right before you jump? That's where we are right now. Tomorrow is the jump. Something has already started shifting. You can feel it, right? So here's what I've been noticing. And honestly, I want to know if you've been feeling this too. The energy has already been building. Venus has been moving through Capricorn since early January, and she's been having all these intense conversations with other planets. She met up with Mars last week. She had this tense moment with Jupiter. But tomorrow she makes this perfect, harmonious connection with Uranus. And here's what's really interesting to me, just hours before that happens, she also connects with Saturn. It's like the universe is laying a foundation at 1 at night and then lighting fireworks on it by 10 in the morning. The timing is not random. If you've been having these moments lately where you look at your relationship or your lack of one and think something needs to change, that's this energy talking. If you've been feeling like you're ready for something different, but you don't know what that different looks like yet, that's Venus preparing you for tomorrow's plot twist. And I really believe this isn't just about romance. Yes, Venus rules love, but she also rules what we value, what we find beautiful, what we're attracted to on every level. Tomorrow's aspect could revolutionize any of these areas. But because she's in Capricorn, whatever happens is going to have staying power. This isn't a one-night stand with destiny. This is more like destiny moving in with you, permanently. The Earth trine magic, why this hits different. Okay, so I want to get a bit technical here, but stay with me because this is important. Venus in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus, they're both in Earth signs. And when planets in Earth signs make a trine, which is this beautiful 120-degree angle, they don't just create ideas or feelings, they create results. Real, tangible, touch-it-with-your-hands results. I think about it like this. If a fire trine gives you passion and inspiration, and a water trine gives you deep emotional connection, an earth trine gives you the actual relationship status change on Facebook. It gives you the keys to a new place, the ring on your finger, the joint bank account, the pregnancy test with 2 lines. Earth trines don't mess around with maybes. They deliver reality. And here's what's been hitting me about this particular Earth trine. Uranus has been in Taurus since 2018. For almost 8 years, Uranus has been slowly revolutionizing how we think about security, money, values, and what really matters. And now Venus, who actually rules Taurus, is coming to collect all that revolutionary energy and channel it into your actual love life. The last time we had Venus in Capricorn trine Uranus in Taurus was about a year ago, but tomorrow's is special because both planets are at 27 degrees of their signs. That's almost the very end. It's like they're both graduating, both completing a chapter, and they're doing it together. When planets are at these late degrees, the energy is urgent. It's like now or never energy. Have you been putting something off in your love life? Have you been waiting for the right time to have that conversation, make that move, or take that leap? Tomorrow might just grab you by the shoulders and say, the time is now. You're waking up to a different timeline tomorrow. So here's something fascinating that I discovered when I was really diving deep into this transit. At 27 degrees of Taurus, where Uranus will be tomorrow, there's this fixed star called Algol. And I know fixed stars might sound super mystical, but hear me out on this one. Algol has this reputation for being intense, like really intense. It's associated with losing your head, not literally, obviously, but losing your logical mind to something more primal, more instinctive. And when Uranus, the planet of sudden awakening, sits right on top of this star while making a perfect angle to Venus, I think we're talking about the kind of attraction that overrides every sensible thought you've ever had. But here's the plot twist within the plot twist. Because Venus is in Capricorn, this isn't going to destabilize you. It's going to ground you in a new reality. It's like suddenly realizing that what you thought was risky is actually the safest choice you could make. Or discovering that the person you thought was too different from you is actually your perfect complement. And there's this other layer I found that honestly gave me chills, the Sabian symbol, which is like this symbolic image for each degree of the zodiac, for where Uranus is tomorrow is a woman, past her change of life, experiences a new love. Can we just talk about that for a second? It's literally describing a love that comes when you thought that chapter was closed. A second chance when you thought there were no more chances. A plot twist when you thought the story was over. If you've been feeling like you missed your opportunity, like it's too late, like your chance at real love has passed, tomorrow's energy is specifically here to prove you wrong. The minor grand trine, your safety net for taking risks. Okay, so this is where it gets even more interesting, and I promise this is worth understanding. Tomorrow isn't just about Venus and Uranus. Saturn in Pisces is creating what's called a minor grand trine with them. Think of it as a cosmic safety net. Saturn is at 27 degrees of Pisces, making supportive angles to both Venus and Uranus. And what does this mean for you? It means that whatever shocking change or sudden development happens tomorrow, it's actually been building in the background. It's supported. It's sustainable. I think this is why tomorrow feels different from other Uranian surprises. Usually when Uranus is involved, things can feel chaotic, ungrounded, like everything is up in the air. But with Saturn holding the structure, the surprise that comes tomorrow is the kind that makes you say, "Oh my God, of course, this makes perfect sense. Why didn't I see this before?" Saturn in Pisces has been teaching us about making our dreams real since early 2023, and tomorrow it's like Saturn is saying, "Remember that dream about love you thought was impossible? Let me show you how possible it actually is." This is the kind of aspect pattern that suggests proposals happening, moving in together, suddenly deciding to have a baby, meeting someone who checks all your practical boxes but in the most unexpected package. The shock isn't that things fall apart. The shock is how quickly and perfectly they fall together. Your rising sign story, how tomorrow hits you. So let me break down what this means for you specifically based on your rising sign. And if you don't know your rising sign, you can use your sun sign, but the rising sign is going to be more accurate for timing. If you're an Aries rising, Venus is in your career sector making this gorgeous angle to Uranus in your money zone. The plot twist might be that a professional connection suddenly becomes personal, or that a financial breakthrough completely changes your relationship status. Maybe you realize that your work crush is actually your soulmate, or that sudden raise gives you the confidence to finally go after what you want in love. I've seen this transit bring office romances that turn into power couples. If you're a Taurus rising, this is huge for you. Uranus has been in your first house for years, revolutionizing who you are. And tomorrow, Venus in your expansion sector is going to trine that. You might shock everyone, including yourself, by choosing adventure over security. The person you fall for might be from a different culture or someone who expands your whole worldview. The plot twist is that you, the one who usually plays it safe, takes the biggest romantic risk of your life. For Gemini risings, Venus is in your intimacy sector connecting with Uranus in your subconscious. This is deep psychological stuff. A secret might be revealed that actually brings you closer to someone. Or you might have this sudden breakthrough about an old pattern that's been blocking real intimacy. The plot twist could be discovering that vulnerability is your new superpower in love. Cancer risings, you have Venus in your partnership house, like the literal marriage house, making this perfect angle to Uranus in your friendship sector. I mean, could it be more obvious? A friend becomes a lover, or your partner introduces you to a social circle that completely revolutionizes your life. The plot twist is that love was hiding in plain sight all along. Leo risings, Venus is in your daily routine sector connecting with Uranus in your career. The boring becomes exciting. Maybe you meet someone in the most mundane place, the gym, the grocery store, your daily commute, but they change everything. Or a career breakthrough suddenly solves all your relationship scheduling problems. The plot twist is that success in one area immediately unlocks success in love. If you're a Virgo rising, Venus is in your romance and creativity sector, and Uranus is in your expansion zone. This is giving me vacation romance that actually lasts vibes. You might fall for someone who challenges everything you believe about love. Or if you're in a relationship, you might suddenly decide to be spontaneous in a way that reignites everything. The plot twist is that letting go of the plan is the plan. Libra risings, Venus is in your home and family sector, while Uranus is in your shared resources zone. This could be about moving in together, combining finances, or a family development that changes your love life. The plot twist might be that domestic life, which you thought would be boring, is actually where the excitement is. For Scorpio risings, with Uranus in your partnership sector for years now, you're used to relationship surprises, but tomorrow, Venus in your communication sector makes it harmonious. One conversation changes everything. A text, a call, a declaration. Something is said that can't be unsaid, and it liberates your whole relationship. The plot twist is that the truth really does set you free. Sagittarius risings, Venus is in your money and values sector, while Uranus is in your daily routine. A change in your work life could bring a financial windfall that stabilizes your love life. Or you might realize that financial security is actually the sexiest thing ever. The plot twist is that boring stability is actually what allows for real adventure. If you're a Capricorn rising, Venus is in your first house. You are the main character tomorrow. With Uranus in your romance sector, someone might fall for you at first sight. Or if you're partnered, you might do something so out of character that it completely refreshes your relationship. The plot twist is that being yourself, your full, authentic self, is what creates the magic. Aquarius risings, Venus is in your hidden sector while Uranus is in your home zone. A secret admirer might be revealed. Or a private realization about what home means to you changes everything. The plot twist could be that what you've been looking for out there has been inside your own heart all along. And Pisces risings, Venus is in your community and wishes sector while Uranus is in your communication zone. Your soulmate might literally be your neighbor. Or a casual conversation in your local coffee shop spirals into something magical. The plot twist is that your future was hiding in your everyday surroundings. Tomorrow is just the beginning of something bigger. And here's what I really need you to understand. Tomorrow's Venus-Uranus trine isn't happening in isolation. Just 2 days later, Venus enters Aquarius. And then on the 19th, she meets up with Pluto. Do you know what this means? The surprise that happens tomorrow immediately deepens into something transformative. It's like the universe is using tomorrow's shock to crack you open, and then Pluto comes in to completely renovate your heart. This isn't going to be a fleeting moment. Whatever shift happens tomorrow is going to take root and grow into something powerful. The Venus-Pluto conjunction that follows suggests that this new love, or this new way of loving, becomes almost obsessive in its intensity, but not in a destructive way, more like you can't imagine going back to how things were before. And honestly, I've been feeling this building in my own life. There's this sense that we're all standing at a threshold, the old way of doing relationships, the games, the walls, the fear of vulnerability. It's all dissolving. And what's replacing it is something more real, more grounded, but also more electric than anything we've experienced before. The hidden message in tomorrow's sky. So remember at the beginning when I mentioned you might be feeling this restlessness, this sense that something big is coming. Here's what I think is happening. Your soul already knows what tomorrow is bringing. On some level, deeper than conscious thought, you're already preparing for this shift. That anxiety you've been feeling, it might not be anxiety at all, it might be anticipation. Your energy is reorganizing itself to receive what's coming. That restlessness is your heart making space for something new. And if you've been having vivid dreams lately, or waking up at weird hours, or feeling like you're living between two worlds, that's because you are. You're straddling the timeline between who you were and who you're becoming. Tomorrow is when those two timelines merge into something new. The universe has been preparing you for this. Every relationship that didn't work out, every lesson you've learned about love, every time you chose yourself, it's all been leading to tomorrow's breakthrough. You're not starting from zero. You're building on everything you've already learned, but in a completely revolutionary way. What to do with this energy? So how do you work with tomorrow's energy? First, stay open. I know that sounds simple, but it's actually the hardest thing. When Uranus is involved, the surprise often comes from the direction you're not looking, the person you dismissed, the opportunity you thought was too good to be true, the choice that seems too easy. Second, trust your instincts over your logic. Remember that algol influence I mentioned. Tomorrow is not a day for pro and con lists. It's a day for following that electric feeling in your chest. If something or someone makes you feel alive in a way you haven't felt in years, or maybe ever, that's your signal. And here's something really important. Don't be afraid of speed. I know we're always told that real love takes time, that good things need to develop slowly. But Earth trines are different. When the foundation is solid and the timing is right, things can happen fast and still be completely stable. If tomorrow brings a sudden development that seems too quick, consider that maybe you've actually been preparing for this moment for years. Maybe it only seems fast because you're finally ready. Also, pay attention to anything involving money, property, or shared resources. Venus in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus are both very interested in material security. The plot twist might involve a financial opportunity that changes your relationship status, or a relationship opportunity that changes your financial status. Why this time really is different. I know we hear about life-changing transits a lot in astrology, but I really want you to understand why this one is actually different. It's the combination of factors that makes tomorrow so powerful. We have Venus at the very end of Capricorn. She's graduated from the school of taking love seriously. We have Uranus at the very end of Taurus. It's learned how to create revolution that lasts. We have Saturn in Pisces, making sure that whatever happens is aligned with your spiritual path. And we have all of this happening right before Venus meets Pluto, ensuring that whatever starts tomorrow goes deep. This isn't just a lucky day for love. This is a portal, a moment when the usual rules don't quite apply, when the impossible becomes possible, when the safe choice and the exciting choice turn out to be the same choice. And I think what makes this even more special is that we're in January. We're at the beginning of a new year. The decisions and shifts that happen tomorrow could set the tone for your entire 2026. This isn't just about January 15th. It's about everything that follows. The gift of structured freedom. You know what I keep coming back to with this transit? It's this idea of structured freedom. Usually we think of structure and freedom as opposites. Structure is Saturn, rules, limitations. Freedom is Uranus, breaking free, going wild. But tomorrow's aspect is showing us something different. It's showing us that sometimes the most liberating thing you can do is commit. Sometimes the biggest risk is playing it safe. Sometimes the most revolutionary act is choosing stability, but stability with someone who makes you feel electric. I think about it like this. Venus in Capricorn is building a house. Uranus in Taurus is installing a lightning rod on top. The house doesn't get destroyed by the lightning. It channels it, uses it, lights up from within. That's tomorrow's energy. You're not choosing between safety and excitement. You're discovering that with the right person or the right choice, you can have both. And maybe that's the real plot twist. We've been told our whole lives that we have to choose passion or stability, adventure or security, freedom or commitment. Tomorrow's aspect is here to show us that was always a false choice. When it's right, really right, you don't have to choose. You get it all. The moment before everything changes. So here we are, the day before everything could change, and I know that might sound dramatic, but I really don't think it is. Sometimes there are days that divide our lives into before and after. Tomorrow could be one of those days. If you're single, you might meet someone tomorrow who changes your entire understanding of what love could be. If you're in a relationship, something could shift that takes you to a completely new level. And if you're somewhere in between, in that complicated grey area, tomorrow might bring the clarity you've been searching for. But here's what I really want you to know. You're ready for this. Even if you don't feel ready, even if you're scared, even if part of you wants things to stay the same, you're ready. The universe doesn't send us opportunities we can't handle. It sends us opportunities when we're finally capable of receiving them. And that restlessness you've been feeling, that sense that something's coming, that's your soul recognizing its next chapter approaching. Trust that feeling. Trust that tomorrow's surprise, whatever it is coming to uplift you, not to upset you. It's coming to show you what's possible when you let love be both safe and exciting, both grounding and elevating, both real and magical. The old story about love, that it has to be hard, that it has to hurt, that you have to sacrifice yourself for it, that story is ending. Tomorrow begins a new story, one where love makes you more yourself, not less. One where commitment means freedom to grow, not freedom restricted. One where the biggest risk turns out to be the safest choice you ever make. Alright, if you're still here with me, thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, if you want more content like this where we really dive deep into these cosmic moments, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. It helps more than you know, and it lets me know that you want to keep exploring these energies together. Take care of yourself, especially tomorrow. Stay open, trust your instincts, and remember, the plot twist is usually the best part of the story. I'll see you in the next one.